Hello, my name is Don Jordan, and I'm the creator of Web Studio Live. Web Studio Live is a new web application that enables its users to create and deploy complete websites from scratch using nothing but their web browser. Web Studio Live is the ultimate what you see is what you get web design software. It's not a desktop application that simulates a web browser. Instead, you are actually working from within your favorite web browser to create your website. Now, Web Studio Live functions well in all the major browsers, on both Windows and Macintosh. It works in Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, and Opera. And it should work well in any compliant browser under any operating system. Now, the purpose of this webinar is to show you just how easy it is to create and deploy a website using Web Studio Live from within a web browser. And the best way to do that is to have you watch me build a simple website. So let's get started. So the first thing I'll do here is to create a new project. Now, when a project created, it gives us a blank web page here. Now, the general layout of the editor here is you have your pages in the center, and then up here you have your standard menus, and then over here you have your toolbar, and this toolbar is for the text editor. And to the right you have a tree view of the web project, and in this website project, you will have your pages and the objects on the pages. Now, down here at the bottom, Web Studio Live provides galleries where the server operator can supply, backgrounds and buttons and graphics and various things that users can use to create their websites. So anyway, let's get going on this here. Now, we're going to have 3 pages on this website. So let's create 3 pages here. One page is the second page, and there's the third page, all right? And then let's do this to the project. Let's name the project, go to the project properties, and we're going to call it Chocolate Delicacy. And we're going to set the default size for the pages to be 850 by 1,000 pixels. Now, the Chocolate Delicacy is an actual business in Rhode Island, and we're going to use them as our demonstration. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to create a master page. And a master page is where you put various items that are used over and over again on the other pages, like headers and banners and things like that, and footers. So let's do that. Let's add a master page, and the master page appears over here. All right, so the first thing we'll do with the master page is we will give it a name. And let's call it Chocolate Master. Oops. All right. And next, let's set the background color. So we'll right-click on the page, and we'll go to our color picker. Now, the color picker gives you several ways to select colors. On the first tab here, you have the standard HTML colors or the extended CSS colors, predefined ones. Or you can go to this color slider and set the hue and the saturation. Or you can also actually enter the CSS value for the color down here. And that's what we'll do for this one. We'll set the color to ECE 0A4, and that's that there. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we work on our banner for this, the header for it. So let's put some graphics in. And we'll select all of these and upload them. Okay. So let's take our little footer here, put it down at the bottom of the page. And we'll center it. There we go. Now I'll go up to the top here. And we'll go to the banner. We'll take the name of the company, put it here on the left. And we'll take the owner, put him here on the right. Have some pictures of some confections here. Now, in HTML programming, you'll usually set up a table or something to arrange things on the page. Web Studio Live, you don't have to do that. You can select a range of objects, and you can align them up. So let's align these by the bottoms, and then we will space these evenly horizontally. It's all spaced nice and neat. Now, next thing we'll do is we'll add a little background to this banner, and we'll do that by using a geometric shape object. Let's pick a rectangle. We'll right-click on the rectangle to get the properties dialog for it. And when you're editing the geometric shape object, you have this preview here, and you can see the changes as you're making them. So we're going to have no outline. And let's pick the fill color. We'll use chocolate. Seems appropriate. And again, see the preview and go OK. We'll take the geometric shape object, we'll line it up here, like that. And then we'll send it to the back. Line it up to the back here. And we'll take the owner's picture here, and we will send it to the back as well. And then we'll take the address. And there's our basic header and footer for the master page. Now, I want to mention something right now that's really cool about Web Studio Live, is that Web Studio Live, all of the work that you do is saved on the server as you're editing the page. Nothing is saved within the browser. So if the browser crashes or the computer crashes, your work is not lost. And what's also saved on the server is the undo and redo stack for the page. So you can undo these things. Do the undoing here. I'm going backwards. And then stuff can be redone. However, suppose the browser crashes and, oh no, I lost all my work. Well, you haven't, because it's all saved on the server. Let's go back to the page, back to make the account. There's your work, and we can redo everything. And there you go. All your work is saved. That's a very nice feature that is unique to Web Studio Live. Unlike some of these editors that are all based in JavaScript, if your work is safe. Another thing I want to point out here, go back here to the right. Notice the Chocolate Master page has this little plus next to it. If I open it up, you can see all the objects that are on the page for the master page. Now, this does have a use, but we won't get to that right now in this particular webinar. Okay, we have our master page, but we also need to add some navigation buttons to the master page. So let's get some buttons down here. We have these static button objects. And let's drop that on the page. And what we can do is we can change the text on this. So let's go to the properties. And again, like the rectangle object, has a preview, and you can modify it and watch the preview change. So we'll call this button Home. Sorry. And we'll change the color here. Use Firebrick. And we'll change the font here to Times New Roman. And we'll make it bold. There it is. And there's our homepage button. Now, rather than making 3 buttons from scratch, we'll take the first button and we'll just copy and paste it. Now we have Web Studio Live has a built-in clipboard that's unique for the user's account. So, and that is also saved on the server as well. So let's copy this selected object, and let's paste another button in. And we'll paste the last button in. Then we just edit this, and I call this one candy making. And I call this one location. And then we can line them up again. We'll line it up with this guy. Line the right sides, and we'll line it up with the logo here. I'll line the left sides, and then we'll just align the bottoms, and then we'll space them evenly. And I'll use the arrow keys to move it up here. And there is our navigation buttons. Now, of course, navigation buttons are no good unless there are links on them. So what we'll do is we will drag the first page, this untitled web page. Well, okay, I'll do something else here. First of all, let's take the pages. Yeah, I'll drag the first page, untitled web page 1. I'll drag the link to that onto the home page. That'll be our home page. There it is. And I'll take untitled web page 2. That'll be our candy making page. Drop that there. And the third page there. And so what we've done, we've simply added links to these buttons, to these pages, by simply dragging and dropping the icon of the page onto them. Now, the links are always going to be valid, no matter if you rename the pages or what you do, because Web Studio Live keeps track of that for you. So what we'll do is, I'll go to the untitled web page 1, I'll go to the page properties, and I'll rename that home. And I go to untitled web page 2, go to page properties, and I'll rename that candy making. And I'll go to the web page 3 and call it location. So when I go back to the master page and I say, look at the links to these things, whoops, the button. Go to the hyperlink. Notice that it's pointing to the home page. And this one is pointing to the candy making page. And this one is also going to the location page. So all this stuff is kept track of in the background. So you don't have to worry about whether when you rename a page, whether the link's going to be broken somewhere else in the project. It's all taken care of. Okay, so let's we're done with our master page with all the navigation buttons and everything. So let's start making the body of our website. Let's start with the home page. So the way you apply a master page to a foreground page is naturally you click on the master page icon over here, drag it, and drop it on the foreground page in which you wish to apply it. And that's true for all the pages in this project. So we'll use that one there for location, and that one for the candy making page. Just drag and drop. Can't be any easier than that. Now, when the master page is up, if you make a change to the master page, the change is also reflected in the other pages in which the master page has been applied. So it's always updated like that. So let's go back to the home page. So let's start by putting some text in the home page. It's got like a little banner at the top. So we'll insert a new text object, drag that down here, and we'll go to the properties for the text object, and we'll modify the default text properties. Let's make this Times New Roman. Make it 18-point text. Make the color Firebrick, and we'll make it center justified. There it is, and we'll space this out a little bit. And I'll actually edit the text itself, and we'll say, welcome to the chocolate delicacy. Save the change. There we go. So we'll take this guy and we'll send him on the page. There's a little greeting banner. So let's add some more text to it. Let's start another text object. And this text object, we will change the default properties on it. That too will be Times New Roman. This will be 11 point. And the color is going to be 530. Like that. You say OK. And what I have here, I have some pre-typed text we'll insert in here. So I'll go into the edit mode, the text object, select that, delete it. I get the text here. There's our welcome text. Copy that, paste it in. And we'll make this bold for the name. And we'll make, say, for example, the phone number bold. That looks good. So we'll say that. There's our greeting text. So let's line this up right here like that. Now for one more touch, let's add a flash animation to the home page. So we'll insert the flash object, click the files, get our flash movie. We'll drag it down here. Just center him on the page as well. So let's preview this and see what it looks like. So we'll preview our website. There's our first page. And there's candy making and location page. And let's start going forward. So let's make our candy making page. Now we'll add some text in here. And rather than making a new text object, we'll just use the text object I created here as a template. And we'll copy that, go to the candy making page, and we will paste it. Now there are keyboard equivalents to all these cut and paste operations, but I'm using the menus just to make it easier for you to see what I'm doing. Let's edit this one again, delete the text, and I have some pre-created text for you here. Let's go to the candy making text. Okay, paste it in there. Let's take this text, let's make this 14 point, make the color fire brick. Okay, now here it has a mention of Gourmet Magazine. So why don't we put a link to Gourmet Magazine into the document? So let's see, here's Gourmet Magazine. What do you know? So I'll copy the link here. And with a selected text, I will create a hyperlink in it. And let's just paste that in there, gourmet.com. So there is our text. And now what I want to do, let's add some more pictures here to the candy making page. Let's get everybody. So let's have that picture there. This picture down there. Oops, a double click came in there. So let's line these guys up here. I want to line up that way. Line the bottoms. Don't want him. Well, Firefox better not open that address. Okay, let's try this again. space horizontally. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, now we have the candy making page created. And all the glitches, and that's the way the demos go sometimes. So let's take a look at that. Home page and our candy making page. Okay, but notice that the link is still kind of ugly looking by default. So let's do something to make that a little prettier. Now the link's going to appear that way as part of the user interface. What you can do is Web Studio allows you to insert your own HTML code and CSS code into the page to do customized work. So what we want to do is we want to make these links look pretty. So what we'll do is, for the entire website, we'll add some custom CSS text to the header. What we'll do here is we'll right-click on the master page, go to the page properties, and we'll go to the header HTML page. And I have some canned HTML for this. Here's some CSS for the header that will modify the look of the link. Put that in there. Okay. Now when we preview the website, the Gourmet Magazine picture looks nicer. And there's Gourmet Magazine. Okay, so let's go on to the final page, the location page. And we'll add some more text here. And of course, what I'll do is I will copy and paste the text I had before as a template. I'll paste it anyway. There it is. Add the text object. And I'll put this canned text in here. Copy our location text. Paste that in here. Then we'll make this bold. Make the look of the big red awning bold. That's good, so finish that up. And then what we want to do next is we'll add a Google map for the location of the business. And the way we do that is we use an embedded HTML object. And this is another way of inserting your own custom code into the program or into your website. So this is our HTML object, and we'll right-click on this. And it comes with some default stuff in there, but we don't want to use that. We'll go back to the, we'll get our Google Map code. Paste that in there. Okay. Oops, I forgot one thing here. I'll set it to the size of 425 by 350. There we go. So there's our Google map. And then for the final finishing touch, let's add a couple more pictures. So I'll put the picture of the big red awning here and a picture of the two store owners. That looks pretty good. So let's preview the website. Our home page and our candy making page and the location page with the Google map. So there you just built a complete website in a matter of a few minutes. Of course, a website is no good if you can't deploy it anywhere. So what's built into Web Studio Live is an FTP client that allows you to upload your website anywhere on the internet. So let's do that. Let's go to Deploy Remote Website. And let's connect. Now I have a preset website account here, so we'll connect to that. Now what you can do is, you have the page titles here, and you can either upload individual pages or the whole website. And when you upload an individual page, it not only uploads the HTML for the page, but also all the resources, the images and whatever associated with that page. But for right now, let's just upload everything. So we'll upload the whole website to this location. And there it is. So we'll just say OK. Now let's go to the website destination, members.cox.net. And there's the website we just created in all its glory. So that's how you create and deploy a website from scratch with Web Studio Live. I thank you very much for listening to this webinar and putting up with some of the glitches that show up from time to time. But thank you for your time, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.